Hey gamers, Gecko here. Been a bit since I've done one of these, isn't it? I don't normally read the comments on main channel videos. I sort of dissociated a lot from the main channel last year because I wasn't happy with the quality and everything that happened. But the newest video I made, I'm actually quite proud of. I think it's really entertaining and takes something that could be quite a simple topic and just sort of makes it fun and interesting. And I wanted to see how people reacted to it. And, like, the majority of the comments on that video have been, like, really, really nice. I really enjoyed, like, going back and seeing people be happy about the video, be enjoying it. There's a couple of criticisms that I think are definitely valid. Like, a lot of people saw the title, and they expected it to be, like, multiple bursts across multiple games, and not just Arc System Works. I do think it makes more sense, because, like, if you look at the thumbnail, it's just Soul, Bad Guy, and Ragnar. But also, then, like, there's no Persona or anything like that, so, like, I get those. But there's one comment that came up multiple times that struck a nerve with me, and I was originally just gonna dismiss it and let it be, but I saw it 3 times in a row, so I felt I had to say something. If you're somehow unfamiliar, the current iteration of Burst in Guilty Gear Strive goes full screen. Guilty Gear Strive's Blue Burst hits everywhere across the screen. And a couple of people in the comment section were complaining about that, saying that it's not as fun because there's not burst safe routes. I don't like that argument personally. I think having to interact with my opponent's defensive options are much more interesting than having an option select that does it for me, but whatever, that's not the issue. The issue is multiple of these comments said that Happy Chaos's full screen zoning was the reason for this change, which irks me. If we go back, like way back, all the way to Season 2, Happy Chaos was basically a full dedicated zoner. Not because of how his kit was made, but because of how he was balanced and the things that people found. He essentially has a sequence where he puts Curse on you, he does a fully charged gunshot, and then he reloads his gun. And he would do this over and over and over and over and over again. Back in Season 1 and for the majority of Season 2, this would be really strong because he would be resource positive by the end of it. Chaos has 2 resources that are unique to him, being his bullets and his concentration. Concentration depletes every time he aims his gun and fires it, and bullets deplete every time that he fires his gun. The sequence is bullet neutral because Chaos fires a bullet and reloads 1 bullet, so he always gets that bullet back. The other thing that you need to worry about is concentration. Back in ye olden times, what would happen is that the amount of concentration that you lost would be less than the amount of meter that you would gain by doing the sequence. And Chaos has a super where he's able to instantly refill his concentration gauge. So what you would do is you would essentially fire several bullets, get the meter to do the super, activate the super, and then just continue the sequence again. Eventually, Arctis changed this, so now, if you fire at longer ranges, it actually takes more concentration, so he's resource negative. If you see Happy Chaos is using zoning nowadays, they'll generally do about 2 or 3 shots before they run in and start, like, hitting the opponent. There's still definitely players that, like, try to do the zoning thing, but they generally need resources going into it and still end up resource negative after the whole thing. But this was really annoying for a really long time, because it was just kind of a sequence that put everything on the opponent. You had to dash block it, you had to know the timings, you had to hope that the Chaos messed up the timings so that you could get in and deal with them, and even then, when you were in front of Chaos, you had to deal with Chaos's close range options. Like, roll was still relatively good back then, people just didn't use it as much, and Chaos's normals were still very good at locking you down, and obviously, gunshot stagger pressure is still gunshot stagger pressure. So the general theory is that Burst was changed entirely because of this, as well as characters like Asuka, who are really strong at further ends of the screen. Because they're so good at ends of the screen, the development team went, fuck it, we have to do something about it. We have to let the players out, and they made it so that you could burst full screen. And it makes sense until you actually go in-game and test it. I don't play Chaos, by the way, so this next segment might be a little bit fucky, but it's just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm on Chaos right now. Hold on, I need to tab in. I'm on Chaos right now. Banner is set to burst on the first hit. So I can show you what, like, the sequence generally is. You'd throw Curse, you'd aim, fire, reload, aim, fire, reload. That's just kind of what you would do. It's really not that hard of a sequence. I mean, I fucked it up. But, like, you essentially would just, like, go resource positive if you did it correctly. I'm very shit. Like I said, I don't play Chaos. That's why I've got like infinite resources and shit on, because I don't play this character. But the idea is now, because burst goes full screen, if you try this shit, you get bursted. That's what a lot of people say. And if you do it close up, yeah, you do get bursted. But if we're like at about full screen and you try it, you block the burst. Like, this is the thing that's always annoyed me about people saying that this changes because of Happy Chaos. This was like this on patch, by the way. Like, you block the burst at further ends of the screen. It's not even like a ridiculous end of the screen. It's like here-ish you can do it, yeah. And like, if you're a good Chaos player from that burst, you can then go back into Gunshot and continue the zoning. Burst wasn't changed because of Happy Chaos. Because if they did change it because of Happy Chaos, and they found that, oh shit, Chaos can block it at further ends of the screen, they'd have done something about it, but they didn't. This has been in the game since Season 3. This is a thing that was found on patch, and I know it was found on patch, because it was part of the gas leak era. A tiny bit more history, Season 3 got revealed to the public a little bit early without patch notes. And it was revealed specifically at Versus fighting. So I was there. I was on the ground floor. I got to play it as it happened. I have a video on this channel of the Season 3 build where we do a Johnny-only tournament with my shitty-ass shaky camera hand cam footage. It's fucking awesome. It's sick. But at that event, we thought the exact same thing. We all said, oh my god, they changed this because of Chaos. Chaos is dead. And we were all saying this shit on Twitter until Tiger Pop, a very high-level Happy Chaos player, saw this, got out of bed, came to the venue, and did the exact shit that I just showed you. This shit has been disproven since day, like, -20. And people are still saying that the burst change was entirely because of Happy Chaos. The burst change did not affect their zoning. Their zoning was killed by other changes that the balance team made. Is this a little bit petty to make a full video about? Yes! But, like, it's also a problem that I've seen for literally years at this point. I just wanted to show, like, no, this is bullshit. They didn't change burst because of Happy Chaos. Chaos's zoning was still a thing in Season 3, but by the time that we got to Season 3, Chaos had had enough changes that his zoning wasn't the strongest aspect of his kit anymore. It got nerfed further still into the years. Now the zoning method really is nowhere near as good as it used to be. The burst change literally did not affect it in any way. It affects his zoning at 3/4 of the screen. And if you're zoning as Happy Chaos, you probably want to be a little bit further than that. Did it maybe have some influence on the decision to make burst go full screen? Probably. But it's not the sole reason, and it's not the reason that everything was changed. And I'm sick of people, like, pointing to it and being like, see, this is why burst is full screen. If we're actually going to talk about the full screen burst, I like it. There's been times in other Guilty Gear games where there's been other really annoying zoning characters, and I've kind of wished that I could burst out of their thing and it still hit them and I not worry about it. And in Strive itself, getting baited by Mei and Ram was way more fucking annoying than it was getting zoned out by Happy Chaos. Having, like, burst-safe sequences where Mei would just press Heavy Slash, and you would lose access to your strongest defensive tool, was really fucking annoying. So that is, like, the reason that I think they changed burst. I think they changed it because they didn't want easy option selects that could just let you completely bypass burst. They wanted you to interact with it more. I like Strive because it feels like it forces me to interact with what my opponent's doing, rather than just do a bunch of option selects and deal with it that way. There's definitely OSs in the game, but Strive OSs are nowhere near as strong as something like old Street Fighter, or even like 2xKO option selects are. Like a lot of option selects in this game, you can kind of just wait until the last option that the person does and you can beat it. It feels like the stronger ones they've slowly been removing over the years, and I like that. I think that interacting with your opponent is more interesting than doing a pre-planned sequence. I understand that that's not the same for everyone. I understand that people come to fighting games sometimes for doing their pre-planned sequences and doing their set play. I understand how that can be annoying for you guys. I understand how seeing this change and seeing Happy Chaos be as strong as it was could make you think the two are connected, but I think that this was more of a nerf against Mei and Ram than it was against Chaos. Anyway, I hope that's cleared the air. I hope you've all learned something from this. If I see any of you saying that the full screen burst was because of Happy Chaos zoning, I'm gonna waffle stomp a shit down your sink. I swear to God, I should be streaming right now. We're doing Kosoge Hour today. It's gonna be fun. I've got a couple of, like, licensed Kosoges, so things from actual anime properties. Should be fun, should be good. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you on the stream. Subscribe down below if you haven't. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!